Well, good morning, good afternoon, depending on where you are. We're so excited to have you join us today to chat about our Modern Retail Summer Showcase. We've got a really packed agenda, so we're going to go ahead and dive in. But at first, I want to start with just some introductions. My name is Anu Roberts, Senior Director of Product Marketing for Modern Retail here at CDK. And joining me today is some of our product leaders led by our VP of Product, Dave Latham, as well as our Directors of Product Management, Bridget Lane and Brent Coggin, as well as Heather Barber, our Senior Product Manager. So we got a whole team here, excited to showcase some of the new innovations that are coming out. So let's get into our agenda. Our session really revolves around what it means for modern retail in the AI era. And we're going to kick things off with sharing. Dave's going to share some things going on about what our vision and strategy is at CDK, so State of Modern Retail here at CDK, and kind of cover how unified customer data, connected workflows, and embedded AI are helping dealerships streamline operations and just create a better customer experience. We're also going to spend really the bulk of our time today showcasing you some of our product innovation highlights. We're going to explore how AI is being thoughtfully integrated across our portfolio of mono retail, across CRM, digital retail, desking, F&I, really helping our dealers to take advantage of smarter and faster workflows that's powered by that unified data, leveraging AI and of course the data for just better outcomes, as well as using that intelligence to drive more opportunities and profitability. And then we're going to end our session today answering some of your questions. So, little housekeeping, be sure to use the Q&A tab at the top of your screen there to input questions as we go along. So, to kick us off, as I mentioned, about the state of mono retail at CDK and how we're making your everyday workflows faster and smarter, Dave Latham, our VP of Product Management.
Thanks, Anu. Uh, Hello, everybody. Super excited to have you here, and we really appreciate you joining us for this session. This is something that the team looks forward to all year long, is to be able to get together in this type of environment and show off a lot of the work that has been keeping us busy over the previous 6 months. So I want to start off just talking a little bit about how we really are focusing the teams and their day-to-day work. Obviously, things have changed dramatically in the software space over the last year to 2 years. And so we're really focused not only on how we deploy more intelligent AI-based features for your dealerships, but also how we build AI into our workflows and how we work smarter with the tools that are now available to us. And I'll talk just a little bit more about that in a moment. We're also really focused on unifying all of the back-end data. So last time we got together, we showed you some of the initial work that we had done in terms of tying a unified customer profile together. We've actually now have the full back-end system running, and we are in the process of building more and more features on top of that unified data set. So that means more intelligence that we can put in front of your sales teams that pulls data from not only the CRM, but from what's happening in your storefront, in digital retail, what's happening in F&I, what's happening in the fixed ops department as well. All of that is now built on top of this unified customer data backend that we built over the previous year. And that also helps us from a workflow standpoint, because we can put information in front of people when they need it. And that helps us really simplify the process of selling a car, so that you don't have to jump into another application to get access to the data that you need when desking deals, when searching for inventory. We can put that information in front of the salesperson as they need it. So I want to talk a little bit more about how we're using AI. But first, I want to focus on the fact that we still believe that we build software for humans. And in fact, we double down. We're doubling down this year on making sure that our product managers are in your stores, really understanding the problems that your teams deal with on a day-to-day basis when selling vehicles. So we still, our number one user is still the human being that works at the dealership, but we also recognize in the modern era that our list of users has grown. So not only do we build for humans who are using the user interface, but we build for partners who are leveraging this data via API. And we now have a new user, which is the agentic or the agent user. And so we're doing a lot of work now. You'll see some of that shown off here momentarily, but we're doing a lot of work to make sure that agent users can navigate these applications the way that they should be able to. And so there's a lot of work to catch up to get to a seamless experience for an agent user, but it's critical work because we already see it organically across all of our software. We see agent users navigating these applications, and so we want to give them a good path to be able to do that. Next, I want to talk a little bit about how we're leveraging AI ourselves. So I put this into two different buckets. Um, I put it as AI in and AI out. And let me explain what I mean by that. I'm sure you are feeling across your dealerships the influence that AI has had in the software industry. But let me tell you, it has completely changed the way that we work at CDK. It has really impacted the entire software development industry in a really dramatic way. And so, first and foremost, we look at using these tools to be able to bring solutions to market for your stores more quickly. And so, what this means is that we're using AI in ways that we never have before. Basically, every member of our team is being trained up and provided tools to develop software using AI first. We've built what we call organization-wide context, which means the knowledge that our teams have in terms of when they build a feature for your stores. We also give that context to the agents that are building software on our behalf. We also are implementing processes to automate inbound support tickets because these agents that we've trained up on our code bases actually have the ability to solve problems quicker than a human can. So what this means for you is that we're really focused on speed to market. We're focused on these features being built for purpose, and we're focused on platforms that ultimately self-heal, which means bugs and defects are found and solved by AI prior to it being found by somebody in your store. So that's our in strategy. Now on our out strategy, what this really means is the AI that we deploy to solve problems for your stores. And we don't want this to be building AI for the sake of AI. This is all we really focus on, intentful areas where we can help save time and really solve problems. And so over the last year, you've seen us release features around summarizing customers, helping write better emails, responding to customers before a salesperson is on the clock, recommending forms that should be used throughout the transaction. And you're going to see some new work that we've been doing on the desking side in terms of predicting lender approvals. And ultimately, we want to get into a place of where we can give you tools to do full agentic desking as well. So there's a lot of things that have changed in our world over the last year. We're trying to use the best tools available to us to improve what we do, but ultimately deploy products that help your teams operate more efficiently. And with that, I really want to jump into the individual demos because I think that's what we're all ultimately here to say. So thanks,
Great.
Anu.
Thanks, Dave, so much. Really good. There, as you mentioned, so much is changing and great to hear how CDK is not just keeping up, but staying ahead of things for our customers. So next up, as Dave mentioned, we're going to kick off our product innovation showcase, starting with CRM enhancements that are really all about smarter features that are powered by that unified data, as Dave mentioned, with Heather Barber, our senior product manager.
Hi, everyone. So I'm going to walk you through what we're doing, like you said, on the CRM side, specifically how we're embedding that intelligence that Dave mentioned directly into the workflows that your teams are already using. So what you're going to see is not AI as a separate tool or solution, but one that is built into your process already. So that looks like prioritizing tasks, guiding next actions, and ultimately reducing a lot of the manual effort that we see today in the CRM so that you can do things faster. Ultimately, what we want is to help you engage with your customers quickly and more effectively without adding additional work for your end user. So, the first thing that we're going to talk about when we think about CRM innovation is that embedded intelligence. So, what that looks like in reality is the automated customer summaries of interactions, those suggested next steps, intelligent follow up, and all of that again built directly into the workflow. So, we know we're going to get adoption and usage of that embedded intelligence. And then next, we want to eliminate redundancy. So, that's looking at reducing the entries of duplicate data, minimizing clicks, and just creating a single streamlined process so our users aren't having to move between screens and different locations in the CRM. Next is that unified customer data. We can't do anything with AI without great data, and we have the ability to have that single consistent customer profile so your teams aren't piecing together information across systems or trying to find which record is the most updated. And then last, the biggest piece of the CRM is that personalized engagement, and we're making it so much easier to tailor your communications to every single customer so that each interaction that happens at the dealership feels relevant to that customer without requiring a lot of manual effort on your salesperson's part. Ultimately, what we're doing is taking AI and automation and putting those together to reduce your everyday workload while improving the quality of those customer interactions. And I'm going to jump into the CRM and show you some of those things that are either available already or will be available really soon. So my day is going to be that streamlined experience that I talked about. So for a salesperson in particular, there's a lot of bouncing around the CRM today. The My Day is currently in pilot, and the goal of this is that we have everything unified on this one screen. So I can see my appointments, I can see my messages, and then all of my customers that I have opportunities with or follow-up scheduled with. And then a couple things to highlight on here. We have that AI summary mentioned, so I don't have to go into the record and read everything about this customer to know where I am or where I've left off in that conversation. And then when we click into the record, we're again going to see that AI summary. Like I mentioned, we're embedding that intelligence throughout the CRM into the workflows. You're also going to see this checkbox up here. So that checkbox is letting us know that this customer is that unified record. So when I'm working with Ava, I know that this is the record I should be working with. And then ultimately, we'd be merging some of those duplicates if they existed for this customer. And then I also talked about that customized, personalized outreach. So we're going to take a look at our AI writing assistant, which we plan to get into pilot this week. So this is going to be a part of sending an email. So we know that we send a ton of emails through the CRM, and they don't always have the best grammar, the best spelling, the best conversation. So we're able to put that email in, and then in one click, we can polish it. So this is going to give us an enhanced version of this email. And then if the vehicle of interest is mentioned, you'll see that Nissan Armada is automatically hyperlinked. That's one of the most used features in our email tool today. So we're taking that step and then also driving towards that next action. So in this case, it's to add the vehicle of interest again. So we're going to add this nice photo with another link to that vehicle details page. We can also adjust the tone of the email. So if we want to take it a step further, we can click into that and make our email more professional, concise, persuasive, or friendly. Persuasive is my favorite. So I'll choose that one so you can just see how it's going to change the content in this email. And then the other thing we can do with our writing assistant is translate it. So if this customer were a Spanish speaker or spoke French, we would be able to, in one click, create that high quality email. And then we're going to translate it to Spanish so we can communicate with the customer in the best way possible. Like I mentioned, the writing assistant is going into pilot within the next week. And then My Day is in pilot already. So like I mentioned, those things I showed you are coming soon, and these next items we're going to be covering are going to be a little further down the roadmap, but the first one is related to Ava. So Ava is our AI virtual assistant. You might be using that product today, but we are evolving that into a next generation AI tool with the help of some specialized agents. So right now you have one assistant that is doing all of the follow-up for the customers. But what you're going to see with this next generation of Ava is an agent that is focused on outreach, agents focused on inventory, follow-up, and appointment setting. And what that's going to allow you to do is have more natural context-aware conversations because those agents are going to be so unique and focused on doing one thing very well. We're also going to be maintaining the context of the conversation through a knowledge layer. So conversations won't be restarting, and the system is going to remember exactly where it left off, and it's going to continue to drive the customer towards the appointment and ultimately towards the sale. So the outcome you'll see is less manual follow-up for your users, more consistent engagement across all of your leads, and ultimately just better conversations that are going to be happening automatically for you in the background. And then you'll really see this impact your day to day with Ava and how it's going to change some of the workflows. So, we're going to be removing a lot of the guesswork that happens at the dealership today when we open a customer trying to figure out where we left off or what we should do next. We're going to surface customers that Ava has engaged with that have an action required on a dashboard. So, all of your sales team is going to know exactly who they should be focused on. Every opportunity is going to have that recommended next step. So no one will be wondering what they should do next or how they should communicate with the customer. Your managers are going to be able to see that in real time. So they won't have to dig through any opportunities or read any notes. And this really just keeps your sales pipeline accurate and updated. So we're not going to have opportunities fall through the cracks. We're not going to have opportunities stalling and kind of in limbo. And this will all be reflected in accurate reporting. So you know exactly what's happening with Ava at the dealership. And this is just another good example of that embedded intelligence is guiding behaviors in real time and not relying on training our sales team or just the manual discipline that it takes to follow up with every single lead. And we know that this automation is so exciting and powerful, but what we know is that our dealers want a lot of control with this AI as well. So we've built a lot of flexibility around how that AI is going to represent your dealership. You're going to be able to adjust the tone and the messaging style that's used. So if you're at a luxury dealership and you don't think that your clients want to receive emojis from Ava, you have that luxury now. And if you want it to be more friendly, you can do that as well. You can control how Ava handles pricing conversations or more sensitive topics. Define the goals for specific sources. So you're able to let Ava know that this KBB ICO lead is really focused on trading rather than setting that sales appointment, different things like that. Just giving Ava the context so that Ava can have the most intelligent conversation possible. You're going to be able to manage the contact channels and the opt-out compliance. So again, this isn't a black box where Ava is just doing exactly what Ava wants to do, but you're able to control AI within your brand guidelines and your processes. So it's working alongside of you. So that balance of automation with some control is really critical to driving adoption across all of your teams so that they really trust the AI that you're implementing at the store. And then last but not least, I have a quick sneak peek of something we're really excited about, which is CDP Pro. So before we jump into all the layers that you see on this slide, I just want to level set of what a CDP is. It's a customer data platform, and it's essentially just a centralized system that has all of your customer data unified across everything at your dealership. So what that means is we're taking CRM, DMS, service, parts, and even some third-party enrichment to create those single comprehensive profiles that are accurate, continuously updated, and actionable. So that really is the last important element of the CDP is that we're taking that data and we are taking action on those customers across marketing, sales, service, and then your analytics and reporting. So that just enables you to have a more personalized outreach for these customers, smarter automation, better recommendations, and ultimately just more efficient operations across the board. And really where CDK is different in this element is that this isn't a separate system. It's not a different login. It's not a new application, but it's built into the workflows that you're already using in the CRM today. So wherever your users are working, they're going to be able to utilize these single unified customer profiles. So what you'll see here is this layered approach. So the foundation is that first layer, which is the built-in CDP. And this is what I mentioned of that single record, that checkbox you saw in the CRM. This is just that unified platform with some AI insights surfaced into your user workflows. And then the next is CDP Pro. So this takes that foundational data layer and makes it really actionable. So you're going to have enhanced data hygiene and enrichment, enhanced audience segmentation, and then ultimately marketing activation directly from the CRM. So a part of our campaign manager, that's where you'd be activating on these enhanced customer records. And then lastly, we have the enterprise CDP layer. So this is with our larger dealer groups in mind that might have some different, more enhanced data strategies. It's bringing together their CDK data, their dealer-owned data, third-party and partner data. We just wanted to offer the ability to have deeper data enrichment segmentation for those large-scale dealer groups so that they can activate on those customers as well. Ultimately, this is just simplifying the data and then connecting the dots from the data to the intelligence to the most important part, which is the actions that we can take on those data. So you're not just collecting and updating data, you're using it to give a better customer experience and ultimately meet your KPIs and objectives for your dealership.
Great. Thank you so
so
much.
much.
Thanks, Heather. Appreciate it. And next up, here to talk to us about our next product innovation across digital retail and desking is Bridget Lane, our Director of Product Management.
Thank you, Anu. So today I want to talk to you about something that we think is a genuine step change in how car buying works online and honestly in your dealerships too. We're calling it Agentic Storefront. The idea is simple. Instead of shoppers clicking through filters and forms, they just talk. They describe what they want. An AI agent finds it, prices it, negotiates it, and moves them toward a decision, all without a form submission or a phone call. So there's a few things I want to call out on this slide. On the right, you will notice a screenshot of our Ava chat because we're still in the registration and approval process for our MCPs, so I couldn't actually demo it for you in ChatGPT or Gemini today. But first, natural language inventory search. Shoppers say what they want in plain English, and the agent matches it to real inventory that's actually available, explains trade-offs, surfaces alternatives. Another approach is real-time pricing. We all have those customers who come in knowing that they are coming with a specific price in mind, but are a little bit more flexible on their vehicles. Making sure that we can meet them where they're at and make sure that we can also empower the consumer any type of way that they want to shop. So the agent can actually apply the current incentives, trade-in values, financing scenarios to generate a real deal for them. And then third, we're actually capturing all of this consumer engagement and lead information and automatically populating it into your admin screen. The same as if the consumer was on your storefront or if they were in the showroom working with one of your salespeople. Now, let's talk about how we're doing this. Here's what's under the hood. As I mentioned, we're in the process of formally registering our MCPs, which are model context protocols, so that any compatible AI agent, not just Ava, can connect to your CDK digital retail data. The 5 tools that you saw on the demo: search inventory, get vehicle detail, calculate payment, submit lead, dealer quick quote. These are all just examples of some of the first registered tools that we're in the process of working with. And we are exposing them progressively, ensuring that we capture all possible leads. We've seen about 2,500 consumers entering our storefront so far through their chat bots, and we expect this to continue to grow as consumer comfort continues to look to their chat agents and their chat bots to be kind of more of an expert and help guide them in their purchases. We're also making sure that we're progressively in capturing all these leads, making sure that we can enhance our workflows on our tech stacks, and finally make them available to dealer groups who want to bring their own AI tech stack. The architecture is intentionally open. If the dealer group wants to build their own chat UI on top of CDK digital retail inventory and pricing data, they absolutely can. Now here, we're just pivoting to the fact that The shopper-facing agent is where we're starting, but the same infrastructure unlocks a lot of additional capabilities and tools for your team. So, for example, quicker quotes, and we'll come up with a better name than that. But to kind of get the idea across, quicker quotes is where a dealer can actually generate a shareable formatted estimate in just seconds. They no longer have to work directly with a calculator because all of this intelligence sits on top of the calculator with additional information. You don't have to have that specific stock number or vehicle. It's all there at the fingertips and captured through natural conversation rather than having to go into navigating to specific parts of our product. Same thing with inventory search. So our sales teams can use natural language to find vehicles for customers without having to memorize any type stock IDs, without having to navigate filters or search keywords and scroll down. This is all really working to help elevate your dealer's knowledge, making it so that the dealer can surface any type of deal status, automatically know their customer history, and what the next best action is, as Heather was talking about earlier in my day. Think of it as your tenured team members are available to answer all questions instantly, elevating the overall knowledge and professionalism at your dealership. And then lastly, open MCP exposure. As I said earlier, we want to make sure that everyone has access to our MCPs, and it's not just vaporware. These are the same tools that power our applications today and are the same that are going to enable whatever you want to build yourself, and also the tool sets to enable all of your dealers today. The thing that I want you to take away is that this isn't a chatbot bolted onto a website. It's a platform shift, a mind shift, as Dave was talking about earlier. The AI agent is doing real work, searching real inventory, calculating real payments, capturing real leads. And it works for shoppers at midnight or for your sales reps during the day at 2 p.m. or 5 p.m., whenever the high flow hits. We're very excited about the future and where this is going. Next, I want to talk to you about our predictive lender acceptance. Now, if you met me at NADA, you got a sneak peek into our predictive lender approval model that we built into our modern retail desking tool. And it is now live for over 100 dealers and will be live for every dealer using modern retail desking credit by the end of June. We've had a ton of success so far, both in performance as well as in model calibration. Now, if you've worked with data scientists or any type of model structure previously, there's one word that they all like to stay away from, and it's accuracy. And that's because it can be so easily misrepresented, misinterpreted. So instead, I'm going to talk to you about the calibration of our model. Basically, how close is our predicted model to the accuracy or to what the lender actually decided? And our current predictions are within about a 3% prediction range of the lender decision. We're very proud of that. We're going to continue to improve upon it. But starting off from the gate, that 3% is quite impressive. Now, this is the basis for all of us to be able to intelligently guide the decisions that your people are making. And it's based off of your data and how you run your dealership, while also opening up new opportunities and ways to look at a deal structure. Rather than selecting a lender and seeing their approval probability, we'll just go ahead and show you the full list of lenders, the full probability for that entire deal structure, and let you make a decision from there. Or maybe the goal is to get to make sure that your dealer, your salesperson has a high confidence that you can hit a specific rate with a lender. And so we can go ahead, and that's also the future of this, identifying what the ideal rates and lender would be for that customer, for that deal structure, to make sure that you don't have any objections, that you can continue to progress the sale as effortlessly as possible. And make sure that you lock in that customer loyalty that we're all after. So let me show you what this actually looks like in our platform today. So I went ahead and I just loaded a deal for Jim Wallace, and I wanted to really call out we've already run credit for them, so we already have a credit score. And based off of the vehicle, the price, and the parameters that we have, this is a high likelihood of approval based off of what's been defined. If you go in and change the program, I'm going to change this to a local CU. You're going to notice that we no longer have a approval likelihood, and we call out the fact that we don't have enough sufficient data to make an accurate prediction. We're only going to predict based off of the data that we have confidence behind, so that we can continue to garner your trust and use of our approval likelihood and the foundation of what all of it is built off of. Now, as I said earlier, this is going to be live for all the modern retail desking and credit users by the end of June. We're currently predicting, I'm going to change this just back to the high approval. We're currently predicting both lease and finance decisions for over 80 lenders and counting. And the best part is that all of this is part of our foundation of our evolution of F&I. And so I will give it back to Anu.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Bridget. Okay, great. Next up, last but certainly not least in our product innovation showcase, Brent Coggin, our Director of Product Management, is going to be highlighting some of the new and very exciting updates in F&I.
Thanks, Anu. All right, F&I. So for the past year and a half or so, we've been working on an all-new version of F&I. So this is the replacement for the current DMS F&I. This is all new front to back. This is not a simple visual refresh of the current DMS. We've said this before, and I want to stress that that's the case. But it's all new. Front, back, everything in between is all new. It's new from the ground up, modern tech stack. We think it's visually appealing. It's much more so than the current version of the software. I guess tastes are relative, but we think it's modern. We think it's intuitive. We think it's easy to use. We hope that it'll be easy to ramp up new employees on. We think it'll be easy adoption and an easy migration path for your users. Where we think will really shine is that it shares a common calc engine, a common backend, common set of settings, a common set of configurations with the rest of our front office suite. So desking, digital retail, and F&I now all share a common set of backend services, which means easy handoffs, easier configurations, and easy matching between the three applications. Of course, AI. We've introduced some AI. Here's one example. We have a couple of other things that we're not quite ready to discuss just yet, but AI forms. So what is this? AI forms today. Forms in F&I is largely a manual process. We have a couple of things. We've got groups, we've got chains, we've got auto forms, but those are manual processes, not necessarily by the F&I manager, but it's somebody at the dealership had to manually configure those groupings of forms, but it's all manual. Tomorrow, AI suggestions will take over. So this will look at the habits of your dealership, look at the deal elements, look at the forms you've printed previously as similar deals, and recommend forms going forward. We hope that this sort of lessens the cognitive load for your users and helps you focus on what matters and not the selection of forms. Something new. So we teased this a little bit at NADA, but it's available now. It's currently in pilot, and anybody who's interested, please reach out to your account team. But lien payoff in F&I. So this is available within Drive. You can see the Drive in the screenshot here, and new F&I, of course. But from within the trade window in Drive, you can launch our lien payoff tool. Allows you to look up the outstanding lien on a vehicle, apply that lien payoff to the quote in Drive, get the correct net payment on the deal in Drive, and then have a dashboard where all of these liens are represented. Also gives you the ability to pay off the lien directly from within the dashboard. Here's the dashboard. So the dashboard is accessible from within the pop-up in the trade window. It's also available from within Unify. So permission dependent, we've got two different types of user profile. We've got the F&I user and we've got the accounting user. Accounting users will be those that are able to make the payment to the lien holder. Once payment's made to the lien holder, that payment will also post directly to the accounting journals. New Deal Jacket. So we developed a new deal jacket largely for new F&I, but we're also making it available to current Drive F&I users. You can see in the background here, you can see a Drive screen. You can see the new deal jacket superimposed on top of Drive. Got a few enhancements, quite a few enhancements over the current J function, which is the deal jacket. It's more efficient. You don't have to launch into a separate window now to engage remote signing, sign anywhere, or launch the signing room, sign anything. This is a new feature. This gives you the ability to import a form, an outside form, add a signature block, and include it in the signing ceremony. A common example is a Carfax. That's an often requested document that a lot of dealers want to include in the signing ceremony. Secure document transmission. So this is the ability to send electronic copies of your forms to your customers with a multi-factor authentication and a timer to expire. So this is new F&I. Users of modern retail desking will find this to be very familiar. Like I said, F&I, modern retail desking, and digital retail now share a common set of configurations, calculations, and back-end setups. So look and feel is very similar. The calculations will match perfectly. Navigation is the same, and the handoffs should be seamless. Documents is now this is the digital deal jacket. So the Documents tab is now the digital deal jacket. This modern deal jacket will be now available in Drive as well. So this is the modern deal jacket, and this will be coming soon to Drive dealers as well. The ability to reorder forms, group forms, save as, create bundles, import forms, send securely, sign anywhere, all those functions right at the tip of your fingers. Thank you.
Great. Thank you so much, Brent. And that actually concludes our showcase. We hope you got a lot out of this session and help highlight really what's coming next in the front office across CRM and digital retail desking and F&I, and how AI is being embedded directly into the workflows to help your teams and yourselves move faster, simplify things, workflows, operations, and just really reduce those repetitive manual workloads. We know that the front office is fast paced, and workload problem is a real one. And as you can see, the CDK Modern Retail team is very focused on helping to take some of that burden off of you and your teams through, this intelligence, the smarter workflows that are really directly built into your tools that you're already using every day. So with that, I want to extend a big thank you from myself and our product team here for joining us in this 2026 Summer Showcase. And thank you. Have a great rest of your week, and we look forward to chatting with you. And feel free again to reach out to us if you have any questions or your CDK route. Thanks.